Now, you talk about the mental stage.
Mm,
Talk about that concept, because I think that's core to a lot of what we're going to talk about.
yeah. So that's a really interesting concept that is was illustrated by David Rock. He wrote a book called Your Brain at Work, and he talks about the mental stage being your prefrontal cortex. So think of it. So your prefrontal cortex is your command center. That's where decisions, thoughts, as in your imagination, your decision making, your reason, and all of that lives in that part of the brain. So, and it's a small part of your brain as well. So think of it as a metaphor, a small stage. And that stage can only hold a certain number of actors at one time.
Okay.
And those actors are the tasks, the decisions, the conversations, everything that you do through the day. So, in order for the scene to work, you need to have a limited number of actors on the stage. And then the spotlight should be moving from one actor to another to give them fair amount to deliver the scene and the script. So, for the scene to work. If you start to overload the stage with too many actors, then they start pumping into each other, they start forgetting the script, and the whole scene just becomes chaos.
And I guess with the theatre, you're right. You might have three actors on the stage at the times, but in the wings there are more actors who at
Yeah,
various times will come on. And so you have the similar concept here too.
absolutely. So there are multiple tasks, and think of the actors that are sitting on the side and off the stage. In the tool, I call that the parking lot. So you can park everything that doesn't need to come on stage now. Doesn't mean that it will not get a chance to come on stage, it will, but it has to follow the scene. There's that the scene is the structure and the spotlight is your focus that moves from one task to another, one actor to another.
Right. And why don't I just use more willpower or something, or pull myself together and take a bit more control or something? I guess what I'm trying to say is, why do I need a framework to help me with this, rather than just going, get over yourself, Jeremy, work harder, be more organized, get more stuff done?
Well, I'd say two things. Firstly, willpower, I think of it as more of the starting engine. Willpower can get you started, but it cannot keep you consistent throughout the journey. You can't
Right.
restart the car every time you drive. You'll break it.
Right.
You start once, you give yourself a push of fuel, but then the consistency and the driving smoothly is your design day, the predictability.
Got it.
So
That makes total sense.
think of it as well. There's another thing as well. Sometimes we overestimate how much we can control things around us, and we underestimate the impact of the environment. How our world designed today is different to how it was only just 10 years ago. Think about it. Before COVID, just about 5 years ago,
Yep.
most of us used to go to the office 5 days a week.
Yes.
A lot of
I remember
companies
those
didn't.
tube journeys very well.
Yeah, exactly, right? And many companies didn't have the laptop culture. So you'd have a desktop at your desk and you
Yes.
physically go
Yes.
into a meeting room. And when you do that, you're leaving your computer behind. You can't carry a desktop around the office, right?
Right. Yeah.
And many of us didn't have a smartwatch. And many people also didn't have Outlook and chats, etc., on their phone. So you're walking into a meeting with just a notebook and you
Right.
focus, you're listening, and then you move into the next. Now it's a completely different. Now you are on a virtual meeting, and whilst you're in the meeting, you have your email open, you have chat messages, you have your smartwatch buzzing on your wrist, and everything and everyone is calling for your attention at the same time. I mean,
Yes.
some of us even
Yes.
have colleagues on WhatsApp and WhatsApp groups at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just,
And
and
also there's that stuff that happens in the back of your brain, even if it's not
yeah,
coming at you. I'm very aware of constantly thinking of things. There's all sorts of
yeah.
stuff going through my brain the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably thinking of the next thing. You have a report that is due
Yep.
tomorrow and you're thinking, oh my God, I need to do that.
Yep.
Then you need to remember to pick up your kids after work. And,
Yep.
maybe have a birthday next week you need to plan for. And just so much like life doesn't stop. And your brain is constantly switching context. So the world and the environment now And the tools in the system actually we use are designed to constantly try to steal your attention. So even if you were good at focusing 10 years ago and it was just easy, it's 10 times harder now. And sometimes we don't understand that we need to change our game plan. We need
Right.
to adapt
Right.
because the environment is moving and shifting faster than our brain is adapting to it.
I would also add, I like the comparison you draw with sort of
Yeah.
pre-COVID and then COVID and what's happened since.
Mm.
But also it's 24/7, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
it's on the whole time. I find it now very hard to relax. I can't,
Yeah.
because there's always something. And I think also, I can do it. If I go way back before, computers even, I could actually only work when I was in the office. There was no concept of working out of the office.
Yeah.
Now it's total all of the time.
It's constant. You are checking emails on the train and then you're meeting backs to back, no break, as if we don't need to breathe or just like stretch our legs.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's just a continuous call for attention. It's nonstop.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get more and more demanding as we move forward. So it's important
So
to deliberately stop.
the